Data Analytics 0 to Hero, Video 13, Data Visualization with Matplotlib. Video 13 of the 30-part series, and the start of the visualization block, line plots, bar charts, histograms, and scatter plots. We're back to the real MTCars dataset, 1974, motor trend car road tests, this time to actually see the data. Let's jump straight in. Running the cell now. Before you start, open a new Jupyter notebook in VS Code and select your Python interpreter as the kernel. Install Matplotlib if you haven't already, with pip install Matplotlib. Place mtcars.csv in the same folder as this notebook. Running the cell now. Once Matplotlib is installed and your kernel is selected, you're ready to go. Subscribe if you want video 14 on Seaborn to land automatically. Let's dive in. Pandas for the data. The standard convention for Matplotlib's plotting interface, import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Loading the real MTCars data. 32 real cars, ready to visualize. Running the cell now. This output, 32:12, shows the shape of the dataset, indicating there are 32 rows, cars, and 12 columns, variables. Noticing the dataset size helps us understand the scope of data we'll analyze and confirms that the CSV file was loaded correctly before proceeding with visualization. Plot, bar, and their relatives all follow the same basic pattern, pass x and y values, then call show. Part 1, line plots and bar charts. Running the cell now. Sorting the real cars by miles per gallon first makes a line plot actually meaningful, since a line plot implies order. Plot draws a line connecting each real point in sequence. Title labels the whole chart. X-label labels the horizontal axis. Ilabel labels the vertical axis. Show renders the real chart. Running the cell now. This line plot shows the miles per gallon, value sorted from lowest to highest, making it easier to see the overall trend in fuel efficiency across all cars. Notice the clear upward slope, which illustrates how miles per gallon increases as we move through the ranked cars. This visualization helps reinforce understanding of line plots and how sorting data can reveal patterns more clearly. Najist pulls out the 5 real rows with the highest miles per gallon directly, no manual sorting needed. Bar draws 1 bar per real car, with color setting a consistent fill color. A title describing what's shown. A y-axis label. X ticks with rotation angles the real car name so long labels don't overlap each other. Tight underscore layout automatically adjusts spacing so rotated labels aren't cut off. Rendering the real chart. Running the cell now. Here we see a bar chart showing the top 5 car models with the highest miles per gallon in the dataset. Notice how the bars clearly compare fuel efficiency across models, emphasizing which cars are the most economical to drive. This demonstrates how bar charts effectively highlight and compare specific values within a subset of data. A scatter plot is the standard way to look for a relationship between 2 numeric columns. Part 2, Scatter plots. Running the cell now. Scatter plots 1 real point per car, weight on the x-axis, miles per gallon on the y-axis. A title. Labeling the x-axis with real units. Labeling the y-axis. Rendering it, a clear real downward trend appears, heavier cars getting worse mileage. Running the cell now. This scatter plot shows the relationship between car weight in 1,000 pounds and miles per gallon. Notice the general downward trend, indicating that heavier cars tend to have lower miles per gallon. This visualization helps us see patterns and correlations in our data, which is the key goal of scatter plots. Mapping each real cylinder count to a specific color adds a third real dimension to a 2D chart. Passing that mapped column to see colors each point individually. An updated title reflecting the added dimension. The same X label. The same Y label. Rendering it, the real color grouping makes clear that cylinder count and weight are closely related too. Running the cell now. This scatter plot visualizes the relationship between car weight and miles per gallon, with points colored by the number of cylinders. Notice how lighter cars, left side, generally have higher miles per gallon, and the color gradient helps identify that four-cylinder cars, green, tend to be lighter and more fuel efficient compared to 6- and 8-cylinder ones. This illustrates how scatter plots can reveal trends and group differences in data. A histogram shows the distribution of a single numeric column, grouping values into bins and counting how many fall in each. Part 3. Histograms. Running the cell now. Hist automatically bins the real miles per gallon column, bin sets how many groups to split it into, and edge color outlines each bar for clarity. A title. Labeling the value being measured. Labeling the count. Rendering the real distribution. Running the cell now. This histogram shows the distribution of the miles per gallon values in the dataset, divided into 8 bins. Notice how most cars cluster in the middle range, with fewer cars at the very low or very high miles per gallon values, which helps us understand the overall fuel efficiency trends. This visual confirms how histograms effectively summarize data distributions, a key takeaway from this lesson section. Subplots creates a grid of multiple charts sharing one figure, letting you compare several views side by side. Part 4 is subplots. Running the cell now. Subplots of 1, 2 creates one row of 2 charts. Fig size sets the overall figure size in inches. Plotting onto the first axis instead of calling PLT directly. Titling that first subplot with set_title, the axis level equivalent of PLT.title. Plotting real horsepower onto the second axis. Titling the second subplot. Adjusting spacing so the 2 real charts don't overlap. Rendering both real charts together. Running the cell now. This output shows 2 side-by-side plots created with subplots, a scatter plot of car weight versus miles per gallon, revealing a negative trend where heavier cars tend to have lower miles per gallon, and a histogram of horsepower, highlighting its distribution across the dataset. Notice how using subplots allows us to compare different aspects of the data in a single, clear figure, which is exactly the lesson's focus on organizing multiple plots efficiently. Savefig writes the current figure straight to an image file, ready to drop into a report or a slide deck. Part 5, Saving a figure. Running the cell now. Rebuilding the colored real scatter plot from Part 2. The same title. The same X label. The same Y label. Savefig writes it to a real PNG file, DPI controls resolution, and box_inches equals tight trims excess white space around the edges. Rendering it here too, alongside the saved copy. Running the cell now. This scatter plot visualizes the relationship between car weight and miles per gallon, with points color-coded by cylinder count for added insight. Notice how the plot is neatly saved as a file with specified resolution and type bounding, demonstrating how to preserve your visualizations for reports or sharing. This step is key in moving from exploration to presentation in data analysis. Opening the real saved chart directly, confirming it genuinely landed on disk exactly as it looked in the notebook. We covered a lot, so let's recap. Wrap up what you learned. Line plots and bar charts, with plot and bar. Scatter plots, including coloring points by a third categorical column. Histograms for visualizing a single column's distribution. Subplots, for comparing multiple charts in one figure. Saving a chart to a real image file with Savefig. All of it built on the real MTCAS dataset. Video 14 covers Seaborn, a higher-level charting library built on top of Matplotlib, for faster, more polished statistical charts. Subscribe so it lands automatically. See you there. Running the cell now.